We love music. You are locked into Six Towns Radio.
Over to the telephones again today, because I've got Charlie Lankaster on the phone. How are you doing, mate? You okay?
I'm very well, Terry. How are you?
Not too bad. Bit of a sore throat from overdoing it a little bit this weekend. I was out DJing and I just had a couple of drinks after, and my throat was already going, so it's still suffering. But other than that, amazing.
Well, I'll have a sore throat by the end of the week, I would imagine.
Yeah, touring and singing and everything else. You know what I mean? It takes its toll on you, doesn't it?
Indeed, yeah. I'm doing a few live sessions on various radio stations up there, as well as doing the tour, you know?
Yeah. Brilliant stuff. So, how are you on this winter's day? Where are you at the moment? In London?
I'm at home in London, yes. Yeah. It's lovely here. I was just thinking how nice it was. It's very still and quiet and leafy and great, you know.
Yeah. Up here it was raining a little bit, but it's okay now. It's just a crisp winter's afternoon, I think, at the moment. We've been playing some of your music here on Six Towns Radio, and we've got a few fans listening, and obviously a few people who are uninitiated to your stuff. So let's enlighten them a little bit, first of all. You're a singer, songwriter and pianist.
That's right, yeah.
You've been around for a few years playing with other people, playing some with great people, and now you've got your own record out.
That's right, yeah, on Proper Records.
Yeah. It's called Songs in a Minor Key. It came out in September. It had quite a good reception as well, didn't it?
Yeah, no, I've been getting some really nice reviews up there. We're Record of the Week this week in, I've forgotten the name of the paper now. I'll get in trouble now. One of those papers up there, quite a big paper apparently. So, great, yeah, so it looks really good.
Yeah.
And they start the tour on Friday.
Yeah, I'm going to come to the tour in a minute, but you've played with some brilliant people over the years. What made you think, right, I'm going to bring out my own stuff now?
Well, I started off as a sort of singer-songwriter in Australia in the 70s, late 70s, and that went really well for a while, but then I started touring and travelling, in fact, after that sort of fell apart. And, you know, just the opportunity never really presented itself. I mean, I was in some quite good indie bands in the 80s in London, but then I sort of went back to college, became an osteopath, and basically just played piano for people for about 20 years. I mean, I was always writing and recording things as well.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, I suppose. But when you are working with other people, you know, you think to yourself, you know, I could do this on my own, and it takes it takes a brave man to do it, though.
I couldn't comment on that. what the piano player thinks while things are going on. Look at Charlie. What's in his eyes sometimes.
Yeah. Actually, you're right. Yeah, nothing.
Well, sometimes I think he's saying, "Oh, look at these clowns! Look what they're doing!" You know, why don't they let me sort it out? I'll get them to do it properly.
So you said you played in some indie bands throughout the 80s and stuff. But what made you think I want to do that?
Oh, I sort of always wanted to do it. You know, when I was a little kid, you know, banging on the piano and all that sort of stuff, and then. I guess I was about 10 years old and Bob Dylan and the Beatles and all that came out, you know, so I was pretty keen on that. I was pretty bowled over with it, so I've always been, you know, it's always been a sort of obsession and with me, you know, never stopped. No matter what else I was doing, I was always a bit obsessed with it, and also very affected by it, you know, I'm very affected by, you know, a nice song, it'll choke me right up, you know.
Yeah. That's what music can do. It plays with emotions. Well, good music does. Definitely. Yeah. In the last year, you've had a bit of a roller coaster ride, haven't you?
Indeed.
Yeah. Just 12 months. Can you just tell the listeners what happened?
Well, in 2011, I spent the year making an album, and which, you know, I often have done, you know, whilst working. So sort of, you know, quite busy. But in 2011, I did actually sort of stop and take time out, and I was sort of, you know, really getting fit and healthy. And we made this album, and I thought it was going to be really good. So we mixed it down. We just got to the end of mixing it, and I found out I had cancer, and terminal cancer, in fact. So I wasn't expected to live very long. And then I didn't die, and I seemed to get better. And so I got better, and then we said, well, let's put the album out. So that's what we did.
Yeah.
And as we speak to you now, I'm very, very well, and you know, I still have cancer, but I'm very well. So
it's a great story and gives a lot of people hope as well, you know, because it's one of them things you can never put a timeline on it, can you?
Yeah, well, you just have to sort of, I guess you sort of have to say, well, I don't know what's going to happen. I just have to go along with what's going to happen, whatever it is, you know. And also you have to sort of accept that it's a fairly natural thing to do, to die, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's hard. I mean, I don't think I could explain all this in a, 5-minute radio interview, you know.
Yeah, totally.
Quite deep stuff, you know. But
do you think it's made you, plan out things a little bit more, embrace life a little bit more, or did you do that
embrace
anyway?
life, not plan out things.
yeah.
Far from that. It's just like, God, I'm alive again. Let's do some really great stuff today, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and you said you're doing a few radio gigs and, you got your own tour sort of to play out through December. And you've got some freebies in there. Are you mad doing stuff for free?
Well, I'm getting paid for all of them, but there may be some that are free to get in.
Right. Okay, then we won't talk about that then.
You've gone beyond my wage level there, you know. Someone else you'd have to talk to about that, I think.
I see. Well, I thought when I read it, I thought, that's really nice of you. I thought, we must be crazy though, doing gigs for free, but yeah, obviously somebody's getting paid.
Yes. I mean, we have been doing some sort of little showcases around the town, around London town.
Yeah.
I mean, for them, I sort of pay the band. I don't get paid, but, I mean, that's just exposure, and that's just sort of getting me sort of nice press and things like that to lead up to the actual proper gigs, you know what I mean?
Oh, right, yeah, I get it now, because I was just on your website, I saw that, and I also saw about your online journal, where you've been putting things up there.
Well, sometimes I do, yeah, I mean, when I get around to it, but I mean, there's been so much stuff going on that, as we get reviews, we put them up there. As people make little film clips and things about the band, then we put them up there, so it doesn't take a huge amount of effort for me to put my 2 bobs worth in every now and then,
Yeah. And have you embraced social media at all?
No. That's what I'm trying to say in a really nice way. I'm trying to say, well, I do a little bit.
Yeah.
On the scuff.
Well, if you're fans of Charlie Lankaster and the Mojo Killers, if you go over to charlielancaster.co.uk, you can see the journal and find out all the tour dates that you've got coming up, can't you?
Indeed, it's all up there. And like I say, lots of nice little film clips and things, and there's there's even a song you can download for free up there. And anything like that.
Yeah.
Any way we can bribe you to come onto the website.
That's the way to do it now, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Hope you enjoyed the tour. And we're going to play Brixton Road now, but thank you very much, Charlie Lankaster.
Oh, nice to talk to you, Terry. Thank you.
It was brilliant. Thank you. Take care.
Cheers.